A popular free VPN Chrome extension was caught silently screenshotting users browsing. Here's how it happened and how to protect yourself right now. Picture this. You install a free VPN extension to stay private, and it quietly starts screenshotting whatever's on your screen: customer records, banking portals, even internal dashboards. That's the allegation against a featured Chrome extension called FreeVPN.One. The label sounds safe, the promises sound helpful, and the UI suggests a quick local scan. But behind the scenes, images of your active tab may be leaving your device. Today, we'll unpack what happened, how it worked, why enterprises are especially exposed, and the exact steps you can take to lock things down. Researchers say FreeVPN.One, marked as featured in the web store, captured full-page screenshots and uploaded them to a remote server when its so-called AI threat detector was triggered. The vendor framed this as background scanning for safety, enabled by default, and supposedly moving toward explicit consent later. But here's the impact. An image of your active tab can expose session cookies, internal URLs, code, or patient and customer data. Whether you call it a misfeature or misuse, the behavior amounts to silent exfiltration, and that's a serious privacy and enterprise risk. Under the hood, the capture was simple and powerful. A content script ran on nearly every site, waiting about a second for the page to settle, then pinged the extension's background service worker. That worker called a privileged API to grab the visible tab, a built-in screenshot feature for extensions. Think of it like a stagehand signaling the spotlight, then a camera snapping the exact scene the audience sees. With the right permissions, the extension can take that image and ship it off instantly, fast enough to dodge most casual defenses. For enterprises, this is a blind spot. Browser extensions sit between the endpoint and the web, with permissions powerful enough to rival security tools, without the same oversight. Remote and hybrid workers often install personal VPNs, coupon tools, or page analyzers to be helpful. But one screenshot can equal a database dump when it shows EMR dashboards, CRM records, finance portals, or admin consoles. BYOD, travel, and younger teams that experiment with consumer tools all amplify risk. If extensions are unmanaged, your data perimeter has a hidden door. That featured badge, it signals store guidelines and editorial selection, not a guarantee of enterprise safety. Extensions can update silently, change ownership, or add data-hungry features later. Yesterday's trusted tool can become today's risk with a single update. That's why policy beats trust theater. Allow lists, permission monitoring, and update reviews. Treat store badges like curb appeal. Nice to have, not a structural inspection. Your security model should assume an extension can change behavior without warning and enforce controls accordingly. If you're a user, here's your quick triage. Open your browser's extension manager and look for unfamiliar VPN, proxy, or AI analyzer tools. Check if they can read and change data on all sites or capture what's on your screen. If anything feels off, remove it and restart the browser. Then, change passwords for recently used accounts. Start with work apps, email, and finance, and enable multi-factor authentication. Review the rest of your extensions and switch any that support it to on-click access so they can't auto-run across every site. For IT and security teams, get visibility first. Inventory extensions across managed browsers and profiles, including versions and permissions. Prioritize risks like all-site access, scripting, tabs, and especially screenshot APIs. Hunt for suspicious outbound beacons and image uploads to unknown hosts, particularly after extension updates. Map likely exposure. Which sensitive apps were open in the foreground on affected endpoints? Assume anything visible could have been captured. This isn't about blame. It's about quickly bounding the blast radius and moving to prevent a repeat. Containment time. Blocklist high-risk categories like free VPNs, coupon tools, page analyzers, and PDF converters that request broad permissions. Force remove known offenders. Rotate credentials and force signouts from critical SaaS and identity providers for exposed users. Then clear cookies and local storage. Move to an allow list model with admin approval for any permission escalation. Disable developer mode and sideloading. Expand monitoring for screenshot API usage and unusual image uploads. Consider remote browser isolation for privileged workflows. Train users, contractors, and BYOD alike continuously. How did this slip by? Two problems: permission bundling and UI trust theater. One broad permission, read and change data on all sites, covers everything from ad blocking to screenshots. Users click once and forget. Then a button labeled like a helpful safety scan nudges trust while quietly exporting page images. Add the harsh economics of free VPNs. Bandwidth and servers cost money, so data often becomes the business model. If you need a VPN, pick a reputable, audited provider, prefer native apps. And keep work browsers extension light. The path forward is governance with transparency. Some extensions legitimately capture screenshots for full page capture or accessibility, but they must ask clearly, process locally when possible, and minimize permissions. Enterprises should standardize on managed browsers, enforce allow lists, review updates before rollout, and monitor permissions like any other endpoint capability. Users should treat extensions like house guests. Only invite the ones you know, and don't hand them the master key. Key takeaways: remove risky extensions, rotate credentials, tighten policy, and educate continuously. No panic, just discipline. If this helped you lock down your browser, hit like, subscribe for more practical security explainers, and drop a comment with the next tool you want us to investigate.